This is Uncle Stu, the old man on the block. In this video, I was sitting on a panel between Game Changer and Courtney Michelle, and the debate was over the power of the box. And what I would like you to hear in this conversation is, I want you to hear what Game Changer had to say, what Courtney Michelle had to say, a little part of what I had to say, but I also had to reflect on that conversation. So this video is really a response and an understanding as to what I said in this video. So let's listen to this video and then watch the video all the way to the end.
Okay, so nothing about leveraging or anything like that. My point is that according to your logic, if it's power, even if that power is destructive, you should use it, and it's okay to use it. So I'm going off of your logic. Yes, right. People have died over lies. People, empires have fallen over lies. So why not wield that power, right?
So you think it's okay?
It's funny. It's a f***ed up community. It's a f***ed up community that, you know, they have virtuous men, but invirtuous women.
Hold on, bro, going crazy. 80% of all men beef, no matter the race, start over a woman, and women know it. That's all he said, and that's all we saying.
Once again, he was speaking about reality, not idealistic shit.
Let me just jump in here for all the ladies that are listening. I'm going to talk to you like a father, like I talk to my daughters. Yes, what you have in between your legs a man wants. Some men will do anything to get it. Others may not. However, the fact of the matter is you got to know yourself, heal yourself, and understand yourself. You can use what's known as soft power or hard power. A lot of men has been hurt because it's been used for evil as opposed for good. What is good inside of that marriage? When we are talking about as quote unquote men, whatever man you and him agree to, if your man says, your man, don't go on the collective. If your man says, hey, this is what I like. I like you in these clothes. I like this outfit. I like this perfume. That's what you're submitting to. So some of these things that's being talked about is spoken in a blanket statement. When we talking about the power of the box, power can be both positive and negative. And we have seen within the African American community over the last 10, 15 years that the box has been used for negative. In order to reverse that, we had to explain what's going on. Many of you women didn't grow up with a father. Mm-hmm. Many of you didn't grow up with brothers. Many of you didn't grow up with solid men around you. So you're trying to figure it out.
Yes.
And a lot of these social constructions that's coming out of music, that's coming out of rap, that's coming out of the movies, that's coming from, yes, a social section of feminism has got you totally twisted in who you are. Sexual revolution has totally said to women, you could do whatever you want with the box and still get married at 40. The reality is most men don't want a loose woman, period. That's the reality of the box. These are the things you need to be learning. I advise you 24/7, go find a woman, since everybody's using Bible and I know scripture, the Bible is very clear. Go find a married woman and get counsel. Go find a married man in a healthy relationship, go get counsel. If your ending goal is to be married, then hang out with married people. You will not rise faster than the 5 people that you are around. The concept of power of the box has been the subject of discussion in the African American community. This power refers to the influence that women have over their men through sexuality. While this power has been celebrated as a symbol of female liberation, it has also been used to manipulate, control, and disempower black men. This has led to a breakdown in trust and communication between black men and black women, with each side feeling the other is working against them. Although women may use their sexual powers, Black men must also take responsibility for their actions. Black men must acknowledge how their behaviors and attitudes contribute to the breakdown in trust and communication between Black men and women. They must also recognize the toxic effects that the power of the box can have on men, including feelings of emasculation, shame, and powerlessness. To address these issues, honest and open conversation about gender relations within the African American community are necessary. It is essential to recognize how gender stereotypes and societal expectations have shaped our attitudes and behaviors. Trust and communication must be built between Black men and women to promote healthy relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. From a conservative standpoint, traditional values offer a stable foundation for women's empowerment. These values prioritize family, marriage, and community. By promoting these values, women are encouraged to invest in the future of their families and communities. Traditional values offer a sense of stability and security that is often lacking in a world where sexual liberation is prioritized above all else. Sexual liberation can have negative consequences on women's physical and emotional well-being. Sexual promiscuity can lead to sexually transmitted infections and unwanted pregnancies. It can also lead to emotional trauma and psychological distress. Traditional values encourages women to value their bodies and prioritize their health and well-being. By placing a higher value on modesty and sexual restraint, women can avoid the negative consequences of sexual liberation and instead focus on building meaningful and fulfilling relationships. The power of the box has been used to manipulate, control, and disempower Black men. To address these issues, honest and open conversations about gender relations and traditional values must be promoted. Black men must recognize the toxic effects that the power of the box can have on them, and women must acknowledge how their sexual power can impact Black men. Again, by working together, we can build a more just and equitable society based on mutual respect and understanding. I argue it is critical for Black women to understand that access to sex is not equal to love, marriage, or healing. Sexual encounters will not heal any emotional pain they may be experiencing. In contrast, many Black men view sex as a means to prove their manhood. They believe that having sex validates them as men and that it shows a woman's love and care for them. However, they often discover later on in their relationship that this is not true, and they are left feeling empty and unfulfilled. It is essential for both men and women to have a clear understanding of these issues. True leaders must stand away from the crowd and do something different in order to change the outcomes. We must promote a culture that values healthy relationships built on mutual respect, communication, and understanding. By promoting a culture that values these things, we can shift away from the harmful patterns that often lead to emotional pain and trauma. In conclusion, healing yourself and understanding your sexual power is an important topic for Black women. We must recognize that sex does not equal love or healing, and we must work to promote a culture that values healthy relationships built on mutual respect, and understanding. True leaders must be willing to stand apart from the crowd and do something different in order to affect real change. By working together, we can help heal the trauma that many Black women experience and create a better future for ourselves and for the future generations. Leave me a comment, hit that like button, and definitely subscribe. Let me know what you think. This is Uncle Stu, the old man on the block. Peace.